All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the In Memory of Tebowing League Fantasy Recap and Podcast. I'm your host, Travis, here with Ben. Ben, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Travis? You must be feeling good, I know.
4-0, baby, 4-0. Feeling real good. 190 points. Not to get into it too much right now, but stomped on poor Marcos. Did some push-ups on top of him. But we got special guest Trey. Trey's in the house, man. Trey, how are you feeling, buddy?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm just dragging on the ground. I've been crawling since week one.
Yeah, we got 4-0, we got 0-4. Two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Is what it is.
Right. Yeah, it's fantasy. That's fantasy. But let's talk about how we got on the end of those spectrums. I'm gonna start us off with our boom player of the week. We're gonna go to none other than the man I watched drop 29 points live, Romeo Dobbs.
Might be the best player on Trey's team, huh?
Might be the best player on Trey's team. 29.8 points, 3 touchdowns. Got to see the man live, and he really balled out. That's Love's go-to target there. Has to be, right, guys?
Yeah, I'll drop a little video right about now for you.
Okay, well, looking at his year to date, I mean, okay, flex worthy if you're in a bind, but that's what happens when you get 3 touchdowns. Really inflates that box score. But that's enough about Romeo Dobbs. Ben, who you got is your bust player?
Wait,
Bust players.
One thing about Romeo Dobbs?
Let's hear it.
What's that, Trey?
Y'all gave me flack in last week's episode for picking him up on the waiver wire because I spent too much money or something on him.
Hey, I'm never hating on somebody making waiver wire moves. I might disagree, but I'm never hating. That's for sure. I called Kiki out on that too. Told him when you see somebody you like, you got to go get them at whatever cost. It worked for you. Not enough. Still took an L.
I know,
but
it one more touchdown.
It was a small win.
With how that game was going, it was possible.
Pretty ridiculous game, Travis. Do you want to give a little bit about how it was to be there live at AT&T Stadium to watch your Packers almost beat the Dallas Cowboys, but not quite get the job done?
Man, it was definitely a home game for the Packers. I sent you guys lots of videos. Probably a 50-50 split, really, truly. There's a lot of cheeseheads, and it was cool because when the Packers, it was such a back and forth game, right? When the Packers would score, it would be just a eruption of go Pack go and just tons of high fives. I was surrounded by Packers fans. And then on the other end of the spectrum, as soon as the Cowboys would retake the lead, nothing but go Dak go chance and just quiet, like hands like in your facing your hands for the Green Bay Packers. I don't think a single team punted in the second half, something like that. Maybe one punt at the very beginning, but 40-40 tie. That feels disgusting. Like no professional sports should end in a tie, in my opinion.
No, it shouldn't, especially a game like that. I understand they won't let playoff games end in a tie, but regular season games matter too. And I think the tie is kind of a funny situation. It tells a little bit about the two teams because I think that if you're a Packers fan, you view the tie as a loss. However, if you're a Cowboys fan, I feel like you almost view it as a win. You got anything to say on that, Trey, as a Cowboys fan?
I mean, I viewed it as a win. The spread was what, 7.5 or 10? I mean, it was up
6.5. 6.5.
6.5.
Okay. 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the world was talking about, even myself was talking about how Michael Parsons was going to come in there and steamroll Dak, and he got credit for 1 sack the next day when they gave him credit for it, just for the narrative. I agree. I mean, that was Dak's words, but I feel like that's the case. So I feel like the Cowboys have the best offense we've had in years, and we just don't have a defense. We have a wall of guys that get ran through. So if Dak can keep up, he might have a chance. Yeah.
Dak looked real good. I mean, he looked sharp. Even Parsons said it. He was like, dude, you balled out. Like, I was after you. There was definitely some holding calls that should have been. I'm not even a biased Packer fan. There's some crazy holding calls, but you can't call it every single time on Micah, and he produces such a crazy pass rush.
That's the game. That is the game. You can't always get it right. There's always going to be some missed calls, some questionable calls, some leniency on some things. But that is what it is. I think the Cowboys did a good job too, considering that they were down CeeDee Lamb. We got to see
Oh
George
yeah,
Pickens really step up. Another player that could be a potential boom player of the week was Pickens right in that game as well. I mean, the guy's a dog. He really showed up, really stepped up for the team. So not having CD and having to face against Micah Parsons and that environment, Cowboys did pretty good. That's why I say I think for their fans, they probably view it as a win, whereas the Packers fans probably view that as a loss.
not to stay on this subject too much longer, but when we're leaving the stadium, like it's pretty silent for the most part. But there was few and far between, but there's a few Cowboys fans chirping like they won the game, which was crazy. Is a fucking tie, but for the most part, it's kind of just shamefully like walking home, just like damn, that's how it ended. Um, but all right, Ben, give me your bus player of the week here.
Bus player of the week, we have quite a few candidates, but they're all kind of being multiple time bus players of the week. So we've got Jamar Chase still not being able to perform. We've got David Montgomery coming off of what was a career high for him, it seemed like, to back to a really low week with, I think he had 1.2 points. Who were some other players that we had? Derrick Henry really didn't have a good showing. There was a lot. Sorry, I lost my page here where I had my low end players of who did not perform. And then, of course, we had some injuries, which injuries always lead to seemingly what is a bust, but maybe an unconventional bust week. But we had Lamar Jackson, somebody who, Barry is obviously really counting on to step up and help his team. He goes out of the game with an injury, with a hamstring injury. So he only ended with 11 points, unlike him. Malik Neighbors went out early. That's one of my guys. Really took a really big hit in injuries with him this week. So he only got 4 points. That's not typical and not to be expected. Tyreek Hill, who we thought was potentially maybe going to have a little bit of a comeback after a really slow start.
That was a nasty injury too.
Yeah, that was nasty and kind of crazy response from Tyreek, seeming almost positive
Happy?
about it.
Happy?
There was a lot of clips, there was a lot of clips of him cheering, of him shouting yes and smiling in the ambulance, which is a pretty wild reaction after your leg gets kind of turned around
Do you think
180
it's just like
degrees.
adrenaline and like I don't know, like do you think
Man,
about that? Like
I think
what
he
is
hated the
that?
I think he hated the team that he's at, and he's probably got a good guaranteed paycheck, and he gets to go home and not play anymore. I guess I don't know.
I
Very
thought that maybe
surprising. Not
he
a
has like an
great look,
injury
honestly.
incentive, like maybe like he has like you like have a career-ending injury, you get $100 million or something like that. Because like that's really truly like a pretty crazy injury. Like it might end his
Yeah,
career.
it
Like
looks
that, I
bad.
think it was
Yeah,
bent the other way.
I mean he's already
Nick Chubb ain't
31.
never been the same.
No, Nick Chubb's not the same. Um, So, yeah, quite a few boom players. Nothing that was too dramatic. AJ Brown is another one. Still just hasn't been able to pick it up and kind of find his showing that we're used to, right? So not a whole lot to cover on the bust players this week. Now there was a bust team. I was going to give that
Who
one to
you got,
Barry.
man? All
Barry took
right.
a hard L to Kiki this week, but equally bust, I would say Trey. Trey taking a loss on what was widely considered a must-win week. Right now you're 0-4, and it's kind of like, where do you go from here? What are your thoughts, Trey?
I mean, it wasn't must win for me because I was playing Austin. The chance of me beating Austin from the get go was low. He's got probably the
Such a
most stacked
wagon.
team.
He's such a wagon, bro.
He
Yeah,
does have a
dude,
good team.
they're I wasn't too hopeful coming into the matchup. Just to be honest, in injuries and just honestly not knowing ball has taken me out this year. Uh, Everybody I've thought would be a good investment has just totally panned on itself. It's been
Dude,
rough for me, man.
I,
Uh,
I want to give you a little credit though. Like, no one thought that like Javonte Williams was going to be the way he is. Like,
Right.
come on.
Right, and I sold him super low. I sold
Yeah.
Puka when Matthew Stafford was played his
Hurt.
preseason game and looked terrible. And I was like, dude, I got to get out of this. Puka's not going to have anybody. Probably panicked on that a little bit, but that was the same trade that for JMO and ended up getting. Who did I get out of that from you,
Ted
Travis?
McMillan and Mike Evans, which are
Mike
two
Evans.
good players. I mean,
Right,
it's
which
still not a
I've now
bad
rolled
trade.
into Nico and Derrick Henry since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like I've gotten my payback for there, but Nico and Derek have also just flopped and done nothing all year.
I don't really think it was your trades, like, to be completely honest. I think it's just been some breaks, some like bad luck that happens in fantasy some years.
Yeah, also had James Conner. He's out for the season.
Yeah,
also
that's a bad injury.
Tyrone Tracy Jr. Nobody saw Cam Scattaboo coming in 50 pounds lighter and an inch shorter and being a complete tank and taking the job away from him.
Dude, I saw somebody rank Scattaboo like top 12 this week. Like, that's a crazy ranking. I'm curious to see what he's actually ranked on Fantasy Pros. Like,
I have seen a lot of people really high on Scattaboo. And that guy he plays crazy ball is what he does. He plays concussion ball.
Runs through a motherfucker's face ball.
Yeah.
He does. Attitude. He's a guy I'd love to have in the locker room, you know?
So Trey, do you consider it the players? Do you consider it the management?
Christ.
13. That's really good. How many points? What's he averaging?
He's projected 15. Yeah, let me.
He's not averaging high because he didn't even play the first like 2 games.
SK.
Or had really low snap count.
Scattaboo. 2. I mean, that's these.
I mean,
these
yeah, he's really
solid.
He's
coming
and then
back.
he just got the usage. Look at the snap share from last week, 75%.
Big old bump.
That's because Tyrone Tracy got hurt. Is that what happened? Yeah. So he's definitely gonna probably take another step forward while Tyrone Tracy's out. Yeah, you've had some bad luck. Do you consider it all? Like I talked to you about a trade I sent you that you kind of shit on last week, and then I ran back the numbers for you, and it looks like it would have won you this week. So that leads me to ask the question of:
damn numbers.
Is it the player's fault or is it the manager?
Yeah, I mean, I take some responsibility on the manager side. I'd say trading away Puka is my biggest mistake this season. I don't think anybody expected Puka to be wire one coming out of the season. At least not that week that Stafford was hurt and everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I take them on the chin and just roll with the punches. As they say, the comeback's always better than the setback. We'll be there. We'll get there.
Okay,
if this is just an off year and new to the league, I'll be back.
All right. So are you calling it? You calling it out for this season, or are you still in this? You mentioned earlier today that you're going to have a fire sale going on. I haven't seen any sale. I haven't seen any sale prices.
Well,
you said you were sending them out.
We've been knocking. I've been knocking personally.
So I'm talking to the only 2 people that have offered me trades, and I'm just not liking what I'm seeing.
Podcast.
Yeah, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing on that end.
Stingy. Hey, if your guys are your guys, you might just have to ride it out with them.
I like how Ben and I have set the market price. We really have. We've set the market price in this league. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Okay, so what is your game plan going forward? Do you have a plan? Are you really going to look for trades? Are you really going to try to grab people off the waiver wire? Or are you going to ride out your guys and got some faith in them?
So this afternoon, after I sent a trade to every single team at lunchtime today. Both of y'all got that. I've gotten 7 denials.
I ain't getting a trade.
Well, you had sent me one at the same time, so I'm counting you as already in the talking about it, but we didn't come to an agreement. I don't think that's the direction I want to go. Anyway,
what direction else you gonna go? I'm giving you fucking flexes.
That's the thing. I need a true RB1, a true RB or a YR1. If I'm gonna be trading Nico or Derek away.
What do you mean?
Why
would people give you a wide receiver 1 or a running back 1 and get the same thing in return? It's not like equal value.
You got to look for people wanting the upside on Derrick Henry coming back. I mean, I don't know.
Coming back,
We'll
he
see.
loses
You gotta
value.
you
He
want
wants
people to pay for
to
name
steal
brand.
somebody.
He
Yeah,
wants to
Bingo.
sell. He wants to sell
I
on
mean,
name brand.
you've got
All
you've
right.
got consistency with these older guys, and you know that Nico's had good seasons in the past. They've had a tough. The Texans have had tough defenses that they've played against this year. The linemen will get better as the season goes on, or if not better, better coached. Hopefully, hoping for the Texans on that case, anyways. Brian Thomas Jr.'s had a lot of bad drops, but he's had great targets. So, I've got some
DJ.
faith in my guys. I just need them to, hold their end of the stick on it.
I think personally, you need to fill your team a little bit more. Like Ramondre Stevenson is not like a very good running back, and like
Yeah, yeah, but
Romeo, he got 29, but he's not a weekly starter, right? Like
no, but I had. That's the thing
Terry
is,
on the bench too.
I had Terry, and I've got Alik Anamor, or however you say his name. He's all right. I mean, he's outscored somebody that I've played for the past 2 weeks. I probably need to start him.
So let me ask you, just because the rest of the group may come across this video and they may go, what are your prices, Trey? Can you give me an idea
What's an
of
ideal trade
one of
for
these
you?
guys you want to play and who you'd be looking to get in return? Just throw a couple of names out that would make you feel like you could work something out. Not that you would take an automatic deal, but that you would be in a
That's
really
a shout out for you.
close
We're
position.
giving you free publicity.
Yeah. I told Ben earlier today. I was looking at. I like Kyron Williams. I like his offense. I think he'd be a good trade for Derrick Henry. Obviously, Derrick Henry's got that bigger name brand. The bigger he's the king. You kind of expect more from him. But I think Kyron Williams is he's later in his career, but he's got a really great playoff schedule that I was looking at, and I think that's kind of his upside that I'd make that gamble on.
What about for your wide receivers?
Wide receivers, I haven't looked into that too much. I still have Nico and Brian Thomas Jr. Those are big name guys that should be doing better than they are. I understand a lot of people are down on them, but those guys should be doing better. They've got all the pieces there. They should be able to do something, but we'll see.
And what are you what are you targeting in return? You mentioned running back for running back with the Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams type of trade. Whenever
So
you give up one of these wide receivers, are you still looking for a running back or a wide receiver?
A lot of these trades that I sent out today was targeting mainly running back because I have no running back depth. I've got Tyron Tracy Jr., who's out and hurt. Ramondre Stevenson's a waiver wire ad I had from 2 weeks ago, specifically to fill James Conner's position. I'm I'm burnt out at running back, so I was targeting another running back and trading a YR for that kind of depth.
I like that. Like coming from a guy who's got lots of running back potential sitting on my team, some that sit on my bench. I would love to get a deal done since I just lost my wide receiver one in Malik Neighbors this past week. So maybe we could talk, but I'm going to negotiate you down a little bit from where I'm standing. But yeah, go ahead, Travis. Show them what we got to work with over here because I think there's a lot of
One,
opportunity.
2, 3, 4, possibly 4.5, and then that's another half, 5.
So I'll be on the lookout. I'll come by. I'll come shopping. I intend to get past this week, probably with where I'm at. But then I'm definitely looking to make some moves. But as these guys continue to score, look at Quinshon Judkins. As that guy continues to score, his price is only going to keep going up. I mean, he's putting up what do you get, like 13, 16, 20 points in the last 3 weeks.
He's been getting the carries. Rookie running backs you want to have. Let's take a look. Yeah. I mean, I had about 55, 60% of the snaps too, getting 18, 21 touches.
Finding the end zone's obviously crucial in that.
He was a stud at Ohio State too. So like,
what's the Browns playoff schedule look like?
The rest of their season looks great. Just saying. Look at these teams.
All right, Ben, give me a enough of y'all's trade. Give me a bust team of the week, man. You said Barry, right? That's right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you a boom team of the week.
Barry to Trey for the bust team of the week. Barry with the overall bust and the lowest score will be. We already got the chug. We'll have that in next week. Still waiting on a late Marcos chug for week 3, FYI. So if it's not in the video, that's because he's slacking. We'll throw Barry's in next week, but Trey, I feel like had the biggest bust just because he went 0-4, and I don't know what the percentage is on teams that make playoffs when going 0-4, but it's next to nothing.
It
8%. Yeah,
ain't
8%.
8%. Shit, that's tough.
That's tough.
All right, boom. Team of the week is none other than yours truly.
Yep, it has
190
to be.
points, fucking big points.
Yep.
I mean, Marcos had a good week, 140. Like, I'm curious to see what he. All right, so Kiki would outscored him, and Hunt. He was fourth place in scoring this week, and wasn't even close.
Yep. That's
I was
tough. Those are the
chilling,
hardest losses.
dude. I mean, I didn't have a bad player.
No, you didn't. Scroll down. Let's see what your bench is looking like. A little thin, but you're
Bench
good. You
Drake,
got you.
Drake May,
Well, Drake
Drake
May is
May,
it? I mean,
Drake May,
yeah.
Tet, Rice will be back. Mike Evans in the IR spot. We're deep, baby.
Yep. You've already endured a little bit of injuries. Picked up some players. Jordan Mason was a great ad for you. You didn't quite have the week last week. You did the week before, but just to fill a
10
good filler
points,
spot.
flex. Yeah, keep you afloat. That's not gonna kill you. It's a good week. It's a good week. You know, we got Hunter this week, and we're on to week 5.
All right, let's take a look at the waivers and see what kind of moves people were making
Absolutely.
in the waivers after last week's.
Small
Not
waiver.
not a whole lot going on this week. We had Russell picking up RJ Harvey coming off of a good game. You threw a bid on him too, but Russell really freaking
I
just
thought I
pulled
was
it
gonna
out
get
and
him
set it on the
37.
table there. He took no chances. He made sure he was getting RJ Harvey. We got a couple people picking up some defenses. Trey coming away with the defense. That's not going to change the outlook of your team. And other than that, a couple kickers. Barry grabbed a kicker. Trey with another running back that's going to get 7 points. So thin waiver wire week. Thin
Waivers.
waiver wire week.
It's a 12
Not a lot of
team
options
league.
out there.
No, it's
No.
getting to that point in the season. You got to have somebody go
Season,
down
yep.
with an injury or something else before you really start having some waiver moves.
That's why I always bid early, like weeks 1 through like 3, because like the waivers are about like plentiful at that point, and you just got to grab these guys and move them as you can.
And we've seen great moves coming off the waivers. Did Kiki grab Quentin Johnson
Q
off the waiver?
off the waiver,
He
dude.
did.
Q's like wide receiver 4
Turned
or
into
something
a
like
must-start
that.
wide receiver one. Could have potentially saved his season with having the CD injury and having
Dude,
to sit some
I'm
time out
trying
on
to
that.
trade for Q. Look at it. Where's he at? He's ranked 13. I mean,
13.
obviously he's behind Mbuka. Kiki, if you watch this, take a look at these. Ain't my rankings, dog. You know what I'm saying? 1 for 1, baby. Give me Q.
So yeah,
But I mean,
couple moves, but not a whole lot going on the waivers. Travis, what we got next?
oh man. So I'm gonna do a little segment just called Playoff Primer. So in our league, we do 11 weeks of the regular season because each playoff is 2 weeks, right? So the regular season is this week. You know, we're approaching that halfway mark. That's why it's so important to get off to a hot start in this league and really win early games, because if you wait till late season, you're just going to be playing in this consolation bracket scoring 140 points. But the teams I want to highlight, first one being Trey. Obviously, Trey 0-4, man. I've heard stories of people winning the entire league, and really, truly, you need to shake it up. Get on the. You need this is probably the last week. If you don't get a win here, it's probably over. So, just what are you gonna do to shake it up? Like, are you still looking for 1 or has mindset changed now that we've been talking about it a little bit more?
No, I'm probably gonna stick by my guys and just see what I got. I mean, at
Just try it
some
out.
point, I've got the names, I got the rankings. I mean, you look at the pro fantasy football guys still talk about Nico Collins and Derrick Henry being these tanks of fantasy that should be getting projected bigger points than they are.
You also have a great
They're-
matchup going to battle with Jeff Rumfield, who's got Bijan on bye week and Roma Odunze on bye week. Those
yeah,
are two big. Those
yeah.
are two big hitters. So you've got a good shot at least.
Yeah, that's some of the other things that we didn't touch on when we were talking about me. I've had the hardest schedule. Like, I've played 3 of the top 4 in the league. I've got the most points against. I've had a bad
Really?
run. Yeah, it's been rough, but I think we can come up. Like, I think we got this.
I don't think you've had the hardest schedule.
Let's see if he does have the most points against, though. Points allowed.
Because your full
514.
schedule. Yeah,
Technically
you're right.
winning.
No, you're right. I
So,
was looking at someone else. Your full schedule, you have played tough teams.
Yeah, I played you, Austin, and Hunter already.
Marcos
good.
and Hunter. Yeah, all teams that are 50 or
In the top
50%
six.
or above. Yeah.
All winning teams.
Playoff winning teams. Yeah, so you do have some more teams coming down the stretch. You could easily go on a quick little run tear here, especially if, like you said, you've got the talent on your team. You just need them to show up for you.
That's all I need.
Okay.
So we've been
ESPN
trying to keep the
giving you
locker room
80%.
vibes high, get these guys going.
All right, so another playoff primer is I'm going to talk about Barry Rockefeller Gang. In my opinion, one of the better managers in the league. Guy knows ball, but also a former champion, so we expect him to be in the playoffs every single year. But a rough start at 1-3, and ESPN giving him a 37% chance to get in there, and really truly, I mean, 479. What does that feel like? Middle of the pack against? Roughly, yeah. But it's the 450 that's once again middle of the pack, and that's right where he's at. The Lamar injury does not help him at all. But hopefully he can make a trade for Drake May and get himself a weekly top 8 ranked quarterback.
Trying to bargain your guys, huh?
Look at that! Look at that 7. That's crazy. But these are important wins, and I wonder who is he playing this week? Oh,
Me.
you shit, man.
Me.
This is a big time because this has got both implications on the playoff primer. If you go to 4-1, I mean you're bumping into at least the high 80s chance to get in.
Yeah, I like
Probably
to think
90s.
so. I should be up there pretty high. I got a tough week with some buys and some injuries lingering. So Barry's projected to outscore me right now, but Jamar Chase is projected 20 points every week, and we don't see that happening. So I'm not going to rely on these projections too awful much.
Now, projections are, hit or miss. Dude, George Pickens at 8. It's just crazy to me. Jamar Chase at 10. That's still respectable. 10, but man, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So let's get into the matchup of the week and the power rankings for the week. So here's a little recap of what last week was, and touch on the matchup of the week, Angel and Ben, real quick before we head into the power rankings.
I had no problem with that.
Yeah, no problem. We had Angel on last week. He was talking real confident that Trey Benson was going to come in and be a dog, and Pickens was a dog for sure. My shot on Matthew Golden wasn't very good, so sorry about that, Angel. I see that he's got a Shaquille Shakur in the starting lineup now, so probably a good. But yeah, handled him 136. Who's some of your highlights here, Bucky?
Yep.
Javonte.
Lions defense helped me out.
Lions defense with 20. Big time.
Yeah, Javonte Williams. Take a peek at the bench. How are we doing down there? Plenty to play with. Quinshon Judkins sitting there. Yeah, so opportunities. Neighbors going down hurt me, but luckily it didn't catch me on a down week already and give me a loss. I was still able to salvage it.
The late scratch on Jalen Warren too. Did you have to take him out your lineup at
I did.
8 o'clock in the morning?
I did. I subbed in Jordan Addison instead of Judkins. That was my decision, was whether I go Judkins or Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison still playing in that early morning game against Pittsburgh, and really he was set to have about a 25-point game, but he got tripped up. He got tripped up on like the 2-yard line on what would have been an 80-yard touchdown pass with a lot of big bonuses in there. So I got a lot of excitement for that guy.
Yards. I mean, first game back to get that. I mean, Carson Wentz looks competent, and he's always going to draw cornerback 2 coverage and the shade's going to go to Justin Jefferson. So he's always going to have the matchup. I mean, he's always going to get your cornerback 2 and no help. So if he can just produce every single week, there's a real recipe for replacing Neighbors. And, you got depth, and I'm confident that you're going to make some moves and probably get a receiver.
That's the plan. But yeah, Jordan Addison coming off. I'm never upset with the guy who's coming off of a PED suspension. You know, if there's anything I want you missing time for, it's for performance enhancing drugs, and then I want you right back on them as soon as you get back.
And be smarter. Be a little smarter about how to get under
Exactly.
the table with it. Exactly. All right. So little recap of what last week was. We did hear from Channing today, so that's good news. Maybe he might move up a little bit, moving forward. See if he can string some dubs together. But just want to give the shout out of
There
look at
you
that
go.
bend. Look at that bend. You see how fucking lateral that boy is? Hell yeah, dude. He looks good in a Green Bay uniform. Fuck you, Dak. Um, but here's week 5, Tebow League Power Rankings. We got the matchup of
Okay.
the week
Okay.
in Kiki and Russell. Talking about that playoff primer once again. This is a big implication week for these two guys. 1-3 with a very good team in Russell, and 2-2 with Kiki getting a scrappy win over Barry, down CD Lamb. So this is going to be a good matchup, and I think the winner of this matchup is going to sneak into the 6th seed. So
Okay.
I
I like that take.
want to give I want to give a little receipt there. So um, when we do get final playoff rankings, we'll come back to this, but you know, can Russell put the right starters in? I mean, it's 3 weeks in a row, it's 3 L's in a row, and his decision got a little easier this week. He's got people on bye, so we'll see if his team can just get it done. But the other question is can Q and Jalen Tolbert starting? All right. Kiki, see if he can get another scrappy waiver wire victory again, and let his guys get healthy and Kittle and Lamb, and eventually come back and sneak into playoffs and make some noise.
I think Kiki was real close to taking a loss last week. I think he was the benefactor of a poor management on Barry. I think Barry had 2 guys on his bench that were putting up 20s in their points and just wasn't making the right moves there, and it ended up costing him the win, and he was chugging beers because of it.
Oh yeah, he threw up too. Yeah, you got 20 and 27. I mean, the Etienne things, you know,
Etienne is
questionable.
back.
Etienne's back, and Christian Kirk. What was the thought there? What was the
Yeah.
thought? I think that was a let's get cute move, and definitely backfired. Start your starters. Like Etienne's a weekly. What's he ranked this week? Etienne 14, so he's a high end RB2. Like that's a weekly starter, at least in your flex at the very minimum. I know a lot of people that'd be very grateful to have Etienne as their third running back. You know,
Yep.
I will say I do
Got to
want to
get him in
highlight
there.
this. I want to highlight this. Brees Hall probably going to get a lot of work and
Yeah.
look really good now that
Braylon
the
Allen out.
yep,
Braylon Allen
yep.
headed to the IR. That's huge. Barry also had a win with Najee Harris going to the IR, going out for the season. So Amari
Oh yeah,
Hansen
with
took that big
Morale Ham.
step up, and look at how he capitalized. 30 points last week.
Yep.
Talk about
I
a
mean,
team
Barry's
that's
got a
not
good
out of
team.
it. Yeah.
Barry's got a good team. Jameson Williams is a 30-point, 30-point nuke at any
Always has
point.
potential. Always
Always
has
has
potential.
potential. And Ricky Pearsall looks like a PPR scam. So like, looks good too. You just got to put it together. Trey McBride, best tight end in the game. But the Lamar injury does hurt. I mean, he's gonna have to go
Lamar Hurts. We're
look
gonna have to
for
see him.
waiver
Hmm.
wire stuff. But all right. So here's power rankings. I'm staying on top, 190 performance. I don't think I can give Austin that spot yet. Maybe
No
I'll see him
argument.
next week, and we're both undefeated there. Austin at 2. Ben, I'm keeping you at 3, my friend. Even with the neighbor's injury, I think you just have the depth. I think you will go make a move, and injury is a part of fantasy. And it's going to hit each and every one of us this year. So it just depends on when it does. Hunter, moving up, keep winning, keep performing. He's got James Cook and Gibbs is just the best
Yeah.
running back tandem in the league. Filthy. Jeff, another dub. Jeff this is the most I've said it from the beginning. I said it at the end of the draft. This is Jeff's best work yet. And also his most active season. I send Jeff trades. He gets back to me yes and no, and we've been making good conversation. So I like. He's also been bidding on the waiver wire. Jeff's moving up too. Marcos puts up a 140 performance and a loss. I don't justify moving you down. You would have won against a lot of folks. Barry, you keep losing. You got to go down the power rankings. 1-3 doesn't look good, but I think you'll string some wins together here. Kiki gets a dub, sneaky bratty dub, but you move up. Russell, we highlighted it. Bad mismanagement. Had lots of people on the bench once again, outscoring his starters. Moving down the power rankings, a man who was week 1 or 2. Yeah, week 2, number 1, all the way down to 9. Angel, you lose, you move down, and it 109 was a decent performance, but gotta be better than that. Trey, I'm sorry, my friend. The last 2 0-4 teams got to be down here. I hope that you don't go to 12 now that Channing's back. Channing was a locked-in 12, but he's back, so that lineup will get set. So we'll see if Channing moves up next week. But that's going to be your Week 5 Tebowing League power rankings, gentlemen. Before we conclude this, y'all have anything to add? Any conversation y'all want to talk about before we finish up here?
I don't. No, I'm hoping for the best. I hope to see Trey make some moves. That's really what I want to see, is make some moves. I don't want to see stagnant and just kind of giving up and drowning. I want to see him make some moves. But hey, if the moves aren't there, maybe they're not there, and you can wait out your guys. Hope I see you, Travis. Hopefully everyone continues to perform on my team and stay healthy. Now that I lost one of my round 1 guy, that's upsetting. And I hope that I keep winning personally. So that's what I need.
Trey, anything to add, my friend?
That's about it. I mean, yeah, I'll be looking to make moves. We'll see. I'm not looking to trade for. I mean, it's hard to move on big names when you're not getting much in return.
Yeah, man. I think you should look for a 2-for-1 in reverse, like I did with Nico. I sent the big name Nico to you to get some depth players and some fill out roster players. They matter. Wide receiver 2, RB2s matter, man.
Yeah.
Come shopping.
All right, gentlemen.
We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.